can't tell.
Welcome back to another episode from Yosemite National Park on Maggie TV. This is Yosemite National Park Part 2 vlog. Here is the main event for the strip. Back in March, I entered the Half Dome Permit lottery. One of my friends said he kept entering for 10 years and he finally got it in 2020. For me, I started entering since last year and I got it in my second year. Rising nearly 5,000 feet above Yosemite Valley and 8,800 feet above sea level, Half Dome is a Yosemite icon and a great challenge to many hikers. Today, thousands of people reach the summit each year. For most, it is a very challenging hike, including myself. For a few, it becomes more adventure than they bargained for. The most famous part of the hike is the ascent up the cables. The two metal cables allow hikers to climb the last 400 feet to the summit without rock climbing equipment. As of 2024, at least 25 people have died on the cables of Half Dome since the cables were installed in 1919. 5 of the deaths on the cable section occurred when the granite was wet. Other factors that can contribute to risk on Half Dome include lightning. In 1985, 5 hikers were struck by lightning, resulting in 2 fatalities. Lack of experience and irresponsible behavior. Injuries are not uncommon for those acting irresponsibly. The cables are not the only difficult part of the hike. The entire hike length is 14 to 16 miles round trip depending on the hiking route and gaining 4,800 feet. If you're planning to summit Half Dome, you should be in good physical condition to hike. However, the reward is worth the effort. Along the way, you will encounter outstanding views of Vernal and Nevada Falls, Liberty Cap, Half Dome, and from the Subdome and Summit, panoramic views of Yosemite Valley and High Sierra. It takes most people 10 to 12 hours to hike to Half Dome and back. Planning on a day hike, it is smart to leave before or at sunrise, so we woke up at 4 a.m. and started the hike at 5 a.m. And it was suggested that you should have a non-negotiable turnaround time. For example, if you're not at the summit by a certain time, you will turn around. Check sunrise and sunset times before you embark on your hike, and always bring a flashlight or headlamp with fresh batteries for each person, along with plenty of water and food. Prepare for changing weather conditions and be ready to turn around if storms emerge. Much of the hike to Half Dome is an unpredictable adventure into wilderness, and personal preparation for the hike and the environment is essential. Our journey began from Curry Village, the Happy Isles trailhead in Yosemite Valley. The hike consists of several segments. The trail starts with a steep ascent on the Mist Trail alongside the Mesette River, where you will pass Vernal Falls after about 1 mile. The trail is named after the mist that rises from the falls, particularly in the spring when water flow is at its peak. Expect to get wet, especially on hot days when the mist can feel refreshing. This section is often crowded due to its popularity. You will climb 600 feet in about half mile to reach the top of Vernal Falls. The steps are steep and the trail is often slippery due to the mist, so caution is needed. After Vernal Falls, you continue the climb up the Mist Trail, following the river further upstream. After about 1.5 miles, you will reach Nevada Falls, a taller and even more powerful waterfall. The trail here gets steeper as you approach the top of Nevada Falls, requiring a series of switchbacks. The view from the top is incredible with a panoramic vista of Yosemite Valley and surrounding peaks. After reaching the top of Nevada Falls, the mist trail continues along the river, but the most Half Dome hikers will switch to the John Mueller Trail at this point. This junction is where the mist trail and JMT split, and the JMT becomes the primary route for Half Dome summit goers. The JMT section of the hike is less steep than the mist trail, offering a more gradual ascent through forested areas, providing some respite before the final push to the summit. The hike continues for several more miles through forested terrain, with intermittent views of Half Dome and a surrounding wilderness. You will gradually gain elevation before arriving at Little Yosemite Valley, about 6 miles from the start. This is the last place to rest and hydrate before starting the final extreme steep climb to the summit. This section is mostly wooded but offers great views as you get closer to Half Dome. From Little Yosemite Valley, the Half Dome Trail officially begins. The terrain here is rocky and exposed, and the incline becomes very steep. The famous cable section begins about 400 feet from the summit. The trail is a series of rock steps and metal cables that guide hikers up the vertical granite face of Half Dome. The ascent is a test of physical strength, mental focus, and endurance. The cables provide support, but it is still a dangerous and exposed section. The summit provides unbelievable panoramic views of Yosemite Valley, the Sierra Nevada, and other iconic landmarks such as El Capitan, Glacier Point, and Tuolumne Meadows. Getting a Half Dome permit for Yosemite National Park can be quite competitive, as it is a popular and physically demanding hike. There are a limited number of permits available each day. The daily permit quota is 225 hikers each day on the Half Dome Trail beyond the base of Subdome. The Half Dome cables are up each spring and taken down each fall, typically from the Friday before Memorial Day through the Tuesday after Columbus Day. These dates are conditions dependent and may vary from year to year. The chances of getting a Half Dome permit in Yosemite National Park vary depending on the time of the year and the time of the week you apply. There are 2 types of lotteries that you can apply in order to be considered for the permit. The preseason lottery application period is March 1st through March 31st each year, and applicants will receive notification of a result in mid-April. Lottery winners must confirm and purchase their awarded permits by the preseason lottery acceptance date. Any permits not distributed via the preseason lottery will be available via the daily lottery, which runs 2 days in advance of each hiking day. So the second type is the daily lottery. The daily lottery application period 2 days in advance of the desired hiking date from midnight to 4 p.m. Pacific time. Applicants will receive notification of results late on the application date. Each individual must submit only 1 application per lottery. Applicants must apply using their legal name. Applicants must show a government-issued identification card that matches the lottery application name at the permit checkpoint. Multiple applications to lottery by the same person will be canceled without refund, so it is pretty strict. According to the National Park website, in 2023, 35,289 people applied and preseason lottery success rate was 22%. Weekday choices success rate was 1.2%. Weekend choices success rate was 0.9%, and I was one of the lucky ones because I got the Saturday one. For the daily lottery, 29,292 people applied in 2023. The success rate was 19%. The weekday success rate was 23%, while the weekend success rate was 12%. That's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Yosemite adventure continues. Thank you for watching. Until next video. Have a beautiful day.